Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today I will be talking about Compendium of Race, how it affects the Arachne deck building and Arachne's place in the meta afterwards, and we'll finishing off with a little game on Talishar. Alright, so to sum things up, we got a few really good cards. First, let's talk about the less interesting one for now. So we have Graven Gaslight. So it's an off-end, which you can equip with a one-handed weapon that has spells void 1 and can be retrieved for 2 silvers at instant speed from the graveyard. So what it does is you have an AB1 which it doesn't pay for, but the issue with the card is you can only use it efficiently if you have and create enough silvers to buy it back constantly. But we'll see right about next that we have very pretty much interesting cards to use our silver on, which are much more interesting than the Graven Gaslights. Next on the cards, less interesting for Arachne Huntsman, we have Knife Through. So this is a very good card, but really especially in Uzuri actually. It can also have its uses in others deck like Marionette or Sleepy, because it's an extender with Go Again. But it's best in Uzuri because you can feint and feint the Uzuri reaction ability hero, the hero ability, and just will I use it on the night through? Will I use it on the next chain link? And maybe bluff your opponent on that. It's a very interesting tool, but not for Arachne. Then we have Lobotomy. So this is a new Majesty card, which allows you to equip an Orbital class from your inventory when you attack with this. This is only actually interesting in Sleepy, maybe, but maybe it needs more testing, because what this does is like a humble ability on it. If you control an orbital class, it can have its uses, right? But the place, the slots for this card is not available right now, and not in Arachne. And last but not least, we have Mist Hunter. So this is a contract card, a new one, 0, 4, and blocks 3. So right now, very interesting. The contract is blue cards, and whenever you complete the contract, you create a silver token. The issue with this card is that it does not banish on hit the top card of your opponent's deck. Instead, if it hits a Mystic Hero, you will search deck for any number of energy and banish them. So in Sage, the Silver Age format, this is playable and interesting because Mystic Heroes are legal. In Classic Construct Suite, this is actually not the case right now. So take your copies, have 3 at home, and when another Mystic Hero comes in, put this Mist Hunters back in, because they will become useful in the future. Right, next we will talk about Seeker Kunai. So very interesting card. It's an instant item that you can play for a total of 0 pitch, and that can be destroyed as an attack reaction for 1 pitch to give an assassin attack action card +1 damage. And the interesting part here is that you can retrieve it for 2 silver back to the arena. So it has a few drawbacks, like it's an item that does not block, and it costs 1 to use as an attack reaction. And the last but not least drawback is that you can only retrieve it at the start of your turn. So you have less of an effect of surprise, but it's still a good card to put maybe a one-off in slower matchups where your opponent expects to block every on it you present. So you can't really play around Seeker Kunai the whole game. So very interesting card to use, and I would suggest one of in your deck list. Next, the new contract, Excessive Blood Loss, is honestly fantastic for the deck. It does everything you want and maybe more. So it's on the stat line of Annihilate the Arm, so 1 pitch, attack 5, block 3 is a contract. The contract is red cards, so like another Leave No Witness. Red cards are the most common cards in the deck, so you're very likely to hit one. And when you hit a hero with this card, you banish top card, and if it's red, you banish another card, creating 2 silvers. So this has the effect of a double trouble, basically, without any reaction needed for the cost of 1 pitch. And you get to have bonus ability of looking at the top card of your opponents because it's a contract. This card basically allows us to play like only contracts in your deck now, except for a few cards. We will talk about my current deck list short after that. So yeah, very good card. I would include this in 3 reds, 3 blues, and actually currently playing 2 yellows too, but this needs more testing. Alright, so make sure to get your copies too. These are very, very important for the deck right now. Now we have the Graven suit. So all 4 equipments do the same. They come in the arena at the start of the game with -1 block, so they block 1, then break, and you can, at the start of your turn, destroy 2 silvers to get these bad boys back. What this does is now they block 2. Yes, forever. Every time you will buy back them, you will get a 2 block. This essentially does that every silver you have is now 1 LS point. Where before, when you use 2 silvers to get back, say, Master of Perdition, you had only 1 life back with an effect, sure. The effect was not completely sure to hit and be used at its full value. Here you will always gain 2 Ls back when you have 2 silvers. So this is very important and probably allows us to pivot to an entirely different build where you have less go again with not playing black text. Currently this is the choice to not play black text and play the Graven Walkers instead, and just, you know, block a little more effectively, send 1 contract, banish 1, 2 or more cards if you like more stuff, and just get the value game going on. Buy back the Graven Walkers as much as possible. Paired with the Excessive Blood Loss contract, if you get 2 silvers, say you banish 2 reds, you now have made a 1 for 7. That also banish your opponent's deck. So these all are very, very interesting. Okay. Now going on to my deck lists. I have made little changes. So no more black text in the list. I play the Graven Walkers now. I think this is the best slot for the Walker, for the Graven equipment. I'm playing Stalker Steps, AB1, so I lose the Dispel Void on the boots, but I get an eventual go again on stealth attack. I also dropped the Widow chest equipment and put in the arms equipment instead, because I realized I always want to play Tunic. Because now I have a lot more 1-cost cards, and I cannot allow myself to always keep 2 cards in hand to play this Blood Loss card. So on the board itself, I have entered 8 copies of Blood Loss with 2 yellows, 3 reds and 3 blues. The yellows might become Eradicate, even though Eradicate is not very good right now. I have not made many more changes, so I've removed a few stealths like Bonds of Attraction. Also, one Slayer Scholar got hit, and I've also replaced blue stealth with blue plunders to have more synergy with the coercive tendency, because the recent change of rules allowed us to use coercive on allies, same as hunter or hunted. So now I want to play even more contracts, so I can fully use my attack and defense reaction right here, which are the core of the deck. On the sideboards, I've put in 2 Pilfer de Temps, which is a new generic card. That's main purpose is to aim at Gravy Bones and to banish allies of his graveyard before he can put them on the field. So you sacrifice 1 card to save you a lot of trouble. This has other uses outside of that, but they are very narrow and I wouldn't count on them, even though there are a few tricks where you can gain a few silvers if you, say, banish red instant while you have a blood loss on the combat chain. So you can get silvers off it. I also included 1 Seeker Kunai in the deck to play a little better into the defensive match, like the Pleiades new deck, the let's say the Valda, many Guardian basically that wants to block your attacks. And that's it for the deck list. What this does is that you have now a more defensive package, but a lot more stable. So you can't really brick ends anymore. You will probably always have 1 or 2 contracts in your hand, giving you the choice of playing either 1 cost or 0 costs. And when you have the tempo, trying to get like coercive around, so you can play a few more contracts and get like more silvers to get more life or more damage through Graven Core. Alright, that's it for the deck list. For the meta and Arachne's place in there, before Compendium, I would say it was around B on a scale of S to D. I think it was like mid B, like a solid defensive deck, but lost to better fatigues or hyper aggro. Now with the new defensive tool and the new evasive tool too, with the kunai for example, we can look at a lower A tier on Arachne, because we get a lot more life back through the Graven Walkers. Like, for example, during the world premiere, I played the deck a little. I played against Syndra, and I managed to get the boots back around 5 or 6 times, gaining effectively 10 or 12 life back, which is very, very strong. And on the defensive decks, I played against an Naira that was fatigue, and the Seeker Kunai helped massively in the matchup because she couldn't really play around on it and got hit with a few blood losses, leave no witness and such. So very interesting tool that helps both our fatigue matchup and both our aggro matchup. Alright, that's it for the deck, and now we play a little small game, probably against not Decklist, I think, because this is still a very new deck, and I don't know how to navigate the new deck. I will need to play a few games around it. I'll just go with this competitive CC position here. Okay, already someone here. Katsu. Katsu is interesting. Let's try Katsu. So I want to go second, I guess, in the Katsu. Left, doesn't want to play against Arachnne. That makes sense. Let's just create room, see how it goes. So yeah, I'm probably always going first in a matchup game and second in an aggro game. Fang is very interesting. I will play Scalper. You will choose to go probably second. Yeah, so we go second, I go first. I want my blocking equipment. I want to include oasis, sinks, shelters, and as last card, probably a free block as well. Let's say Enlightened Strike. Alright. So I am starting. I have a coercive and 2 defense reaction. Not very good starting hand for sure, but we can manage to ban a few cards. He's playing clean 60. I don't want him to get dynamo value, but I think my best move might just be to send in this sleigh. That's a good card to banish, but I will not banish it probably. So let's put it at the bottom. Probably blocks everything here. So I get 3 cards. Let's use coercive to banish a force. Okay, so this creates fealty. You want to banish that as soon as possible. Less fealty, Fang have, the best positions you are. Let's keep shelter in the hand when you have the choice, because then you can use the instant ability. Alright, so we have few cards that does not work very well here. Let's just see what it does. Okay, next up +2, +3. Let's take 2, so. So 2 cards remaining in his hands. I want to block with the walkers. And maybe with the headpiece too. Okay, going up to 6, I will use my singular here, bottoming just a nick. Now I have a good hand to work with, so I will play Bloodloss with Oasis. So he only plays red basically, so let's bottom this one. Try to get a few key cards of the Bloodloss ability. You can't really play around the cut to chase every turn of the game as well, so it's very interesting to bluff it. Like, I have 2 cards remaining, no good again. He probably thinks I have an attack reaction, which for the time now is true, but he's probably looking to block 7 here. Okay, so it gives me Saber, Glint, and Valiant. That's fine. If I had a blue, I would have used Pillar before, but I didn't, so. Alright, so 4 go again. I'm looking to maximize value here, so let's block 4. Here I probably want to do Pillar into C and C. This cut to the chase will only. I might want to keep the cut actually. So let's block 3. And let's not block this. Alright, let's use Pillar. And then use Tunic to C and C. Keeping the cut set in Arsenal for another contract. With the new density of contracts being very high, I am not afraid to arsenal the cut to the chase anymore, because I almost always drew 1 contract in my hand. Which makes every hand playable, by the way, so very good. Okay, let's see and see. This will be probably a Crown of Providence use here. Alright, that's great. Let's Arsenal and pass. Okay, so I have one double cost contract here, but I will not be able to play the Codex because Get Chase is in my arsenal. So it gets to create Filthy. If it hits me, I will not be able to block. I think I can like block 6 here, or block 3 and make sure that I hit with the surgical, which might be a good play, but I'm not sure. For now, let's block 3. Take less damage. Okay, he marks me again. That's tough. Okay, dagger 5. Pitching a new card as well. I will take less damage if possible. So he gets another Filthy here, but it's hard to play around it. Otherwise my hand does not work. Let's send this surgical. Blue card, I will leave it on the top. It's a good banish too, because Overcrowded is very strong with Codex. So if I can remove this option from his deck, I'm very glad. It doesn't have Valiant Dynamo available, so this would probably take like his 2 blocks here, hoping that he does not have a defense reaction in his hands. Let's use cuts. Leave the card on top. And I get to hit. So you have an Overcrowder in his hand. I think I will banish it. So that's why the 2 Overcrowded are gone, and I get 2 silvers, so next turn I can get back to Bulkers. Pitching a Searing Gaze. Let's block 3. Here we got the nice instant in his arsenal. So we'll be able to create the 3rd Filthy. Unfortunately, yeah. We pitched the Blaze headlong. Okay. I think I want to block 3, keep the shelter for after. Okay, let's play the shelter. Now he's online, so he's becoming a lot more threatening. Let's pay 2 to get the boots, send the plunder. Smoldering Seal is not an interesting card to banish, I will put it to the bottom. So I get the boots and 1 card on his hand, I guess. Only the boots. I guess he has the defense reaction in his hand. No, okay. Let's just get 1 silver then. Using the mask here would have been dangerous, because if you have like the Loyalty Beyond the Grave card, I would have been in trouble. Okay, let's block 3 and see what he does. Okay, uses Loyalty. No long whisk Loyalty here. Have the additional attack trigger. Okay. I think I will not block this one. Okay, so Fire and Brimstone is played. I'm taking 3 here. Let's block 3. We get another filthy. I'm taking 2. And let's shoot the walkers to block 2 on that one. Okay, so I get the full value. Only take 1 here. This is a very strong turn by my opponent. I still have 2 damage. So should I value more 2 damage does to me, or the 2 damage I can send? I think my damage is more interesting because I get to, if I hit, I have 2 life back, so that's 4 value actually. Twist and turn, not the one I want to banish. If possible, I prefer to ban attack reactions because the actions are less threatening. So now he does not have any more block. Okay, so Oath of Loyalty is being sent to me. Let's block with Double Trouble. If possible, I want to try to send in the CNC here. I have 3 cards remaining. Can do anything at this point. I think sending the CNC will be very complicated here. I might just need to block. Let's block. On its mark, okay. So I've played my 3 shelters already and 1 thing below. Let's block again, save as much life as possible. Okay, 2 ends are out. Let's try to hit an action card. That's an attack. I'd rather put this onto the bottom. Okay, I get an action from his hand. Okay, first enter with 3 reds is very unlucky. Let's block 6. Strong combination of cards where he marks me and then attacks again. Here I may need to block again. Sending my Living Witness seems like excessive in my position because he's spending a lot of cards to kill me very fast. And he had an old discard issue. Nice combination of cards, very strong. Okay, and it passes. Okay, we'll need to pass as well. Okay, my first Oasis is here. I have a good defensive hand here. This one I don't want to block it. Plays Blade Filthy. So I'm getting hit, that's for sure. If possible, I want to maximize my blocking value. Okay, it's going up to 5 here. I'd like to play my Hunter or Hunted. I have not seen any. This is a very good card to hit. Imperial Intent. He had one overcrowded in his arsenal and one for the Drakai in his hand. So I'm getting the 3 Imperial Intent, and as we discussed earlier, that's very good, because that's like 3 life back. Now I have 2 uses of the Walkers ready to be sent. So I know he has an overcrowded in his arsenal, and that blocks 4 because of the Vigor and the Filthy. As such, I'm not sure I want to send in my Leave No Witness right now, because it's just going to clear his arsenal. So I will use Oasis here to get a life back, and no, that's a lot of filthies. Get life back. They keep the walkers and simply pass. I thought about using Sing Below to Sing the Leave and try to get Blood Loss. That would have worked here. You know, yeah, let's block this. It always goes up to 2 anyway. On its mark, yeah, I'm taking 2. Here I want to block at least 3. You get another case. Scout tissue. I will sing below. I want to sink Leave No Witness. Any other 4th Drakai to end his turn. Surgical will not be playable. There is no on hit, so let's keep my Flick Knives at bay for now. I am very low on life, but you see I'm getting back the walkers 1 step at a time. So Dynamo will help me here blocking out the equipment block. Assuring I either get like 2 silvers off his deck. Blazed Long is a good card to eat, but I'm looking for the attack reactions, much more threatening. So either he gives me 2 cards off his hand, or I'm eating. I will use Mask here, I'm pretty sure I will hit, so I can get 3 red banishes. So I banish with Mask, then I banish with Blood Loss, and I get 3 reds. Which are very good cards to hit, actually. So. Okay, no attack reaction in my hand, so I am not marked, but you have the information now. This is coming in for 5. I would like to block 5. So that's 2 damage and a hit for 1. Yeah, I can't really play around that. Let's block 3. He's sending the overcrowded for 3 damage, I guess. Let's block 2, keep the Oasis for the next turn. So it's very hard to play against a Fang that's online. We're getting there. The bulkers are doing a great job. And to the end of race. Okay. So this will have the I don't care if he gets any more filthy now, so let's just block 3. Actually, let's block 4, because I will not use the flick knives and I want to keep life at a higher total. We still have 1 end remaining, I believe. 2 are here, and yeah, still 1 in the deck, so let's try to play around that. Let's block 2 here. We probably have going up to 4. Here I think I want to use Hunter or Hunted. Smoldering Steel is not the best hit because I believe you already played 2. Oh, I think we still have 2 remaining actually. We still want to banish it because it's running low on cards. Smoldering Steel, which also allows me. Oh, he had a glint, he could have played it. Well, he didn't know the trick, so. And he had a Hans and in his arsenal, Long Whisker in his hands and Glint. And then the only attack reaction you have remaining is a Scar Tissue and a Blistering Blade. Okay. So let's banish both, get 2 silvers back, that's 2 life. Then he uses Glint. Yeah, I'm not taking a hit. So you can go up to 6 with the Hunt Scent. I will just block 3, try to prevent as much damage as possible. I need to keep my Oasis for the Hunt Scent ability anyway. So you got the big Long Whisker. This is my last Oasis respite. No, I still have 1 more remaining. Okay. Okay, use this braces. I will probably not have any more chances to get my tunic counter. Let's block 1 with this. If he passes, I take 1. I need to still be able to play around the Hansen, so I will lose my tunic here. Equip the walkers and pass the turn. Okay, not very good blocking hand. But I don't think I have any more defense reaction. I had 1 more thing below actually. So that's block 4. But then the dagger comes in for, I believe, too much damage. So I got my silvers a little late. Yeah, I have like too much. I missed. I'm dead anywhere, I think. Wait. I missed the Oasis use. So that's this one. So here I'm taking one, but you have go again, and you can just use dagger on the next one. So GG's. But that was a very close game. Where is the GG's? No, that's not the one. Okay. So we got an average value of 12/10. He got 14 thanks to his ability. And this last card is Blistering Blade. So I had still like Singular in my next hand. Overcrowded, I could have blocked probably 3 or 4. Yeah. So what we took out from this game is that Walkers is very strong. You see, I've got like what for the count? So I had 3 and 2, like 8, like between 8 and 10 silvers. I don't remember exactly, but that allowed me to get 8 or 10 life back, which is very strong. With the 1 additional value of the first block, so I block either like 9 or 11 with the walkers, completely outspacing any buyback, any equipment in terms of block value. Here I could have maybe sided out this test touch, but I know sometimes it's have its uses. So the block 2 can be detrimental, but it can also be very strong, because if I get to hit the opponents and have a frailty, that's a lot of value I'm getting off the card. The Hunter came very late, honestly. I wish they had come a little earlier, but they still did the job. So yeah, honestly, close game. I could have won the game. He played very nicely at the end, playing around my knowledge that he had the Hunsent, and his knowledge that I had the Oasis Respite. Very good on his part here. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.